Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is the War of Three Oceans. Thank you ever so very much for joining me. In the last episode, we secured Vietnam. Malaya fell to our glorious Marines. And we learned that you can invade multiple provinces from one freaking port, which is so good. I'm really happy about that change. I completely missed that in the patch notes. Alright, so next up, we're going to launch some proper naval invasions into a few other regions. We're going to capture what is now Brunei. We're going to capture large sections of the Dutch East Indies. We could launch another invasion into Brunei if I have the manpower. Got 7 men going here. It's probably a bit excessive. Let's have some of them land somewhere slightly different. Just next to the port, perhaps. Oh, I'm so... I know it's nerdy, obviously, but I'm so happy about being able to launch multiple naval invasions from one port. That was one of my biggest gripes about naval invasions, and it's fixed, and it's wonderful. We haven't suffered any invasions into any of our Pacific Islands, but I'm still glad that we have our serious Pacific Islands defenses. We have some mines going down over here, very few, though. I'm going to prioritize more towards building mines. I want to see how much we can damage the American Pacific Fleet by having huge mining areas around here. Now, in terms of mining, there are a few techs we can get. Mostly just increase mine damage, not actually the numbers you can do. But we could also mine lay with planes, which would be interesting. And this gives submarine mine laying a bonus. So we might want to consider researching that. I should just turn down this slightly. There we go. So we're also going to prioritize more into that. We should also probably build slightly fewer naval dockyards. We've built 61. So we have double the naval dockyards the United States has. If we see the United States naval dockyard count increasing, I will return to naval dockyard production. But until then, I think I'm going to build some military factories in these areas that we're maxing out the infrastructure on in China for the resources. The next step is going to be to put some military factories down here. And as we capture some areas, like Malaya, can we build some here? No, this is already much capped out in terms of what we're going to get there. So, the other things we want to do, the main strike force should be based out of Singapore. And we need to make sure that our supply lines, let's look at that from this screen, the supply lines to Singapore need to be well guarded. Currently they're just going through here. Yeah, that's about right. So these inner seas, we need to make sure they have good convoy escort going on. Sticking on convoy escort in these regions seems fine so far. Excellent. Okay, I also want to extend my convoy raiding reach into the Arabian and West Indian Ocean, but to do that we're going to need to advance. And it's just occurred to me, and honestly I can't believe it didn't occur to me sooner, these men, all of these men that the Allies have deployed on the Burma front, I keep calling it Burma, no, Burma's right, that's right, are so doomed, because we're just going to launch a naval invasion on Dhaka, Calcutta, push to the Himalayas, and then all these guys, and simultaneously invade down here. And they're going to be all without supply, and we're going to annihilate them, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. So, somewhat to that end, let's make sure this front line stabilizes. Let's cease any and all offensive operations, because they're just wholly unnecessary. And let's get time going again. Is there anything else I need to switch up? Don't think so. These guys are going straight to battle line reserve, that's correct. So the Beta Strike Force is still responsible for protecting our naval invasions, and they do have a single carrier. And I think I have some other carriers down here. Yeah. I don't think carriers require screening, so I could put some more carriers into their into that area. The other thing we should consider is if we can get some fast enough level 3 carriers when we actually get those done. We haven't invented those yet, have we? No, we have. Okay. And how fast are they going to be? We designed them to be slow, the ones that we've just started building. What about if we made some really fast carrier 3s, so fast that we could send them out with very light escort, and they could just retreat They could just, you know, send out their planes and then withdraw from the enemy. I don't think we're going to do that this time. Maybe we'll try that out in future. But I think we're not going to do too much of that this time because we've already spent the XP and committed to building these big fleets which have you know, combined arms kind of thing. We've also got some men operating up here, which is good. I could do with you guys moving south. I believe that was always the plan. What are you? You're a close air support, but they've got such close range. Such short range, rather. We'll consider using them at a later date. Fighter superiority. I mean, I might as well. Over the Straits of Malacca, we have such a huge presence down there. In terms of research into planes, we do need to kick it into high gear. Getting those better carrier fighters is, of course, going to be important. More enemy subs being annihilated up here. Good. And plenty of convoy raiding going on. Right, because we've ranged all the way down here into the Far East Indian Ocean now. Excellent. I think we will encircle and destroy the Burmese formations before we launch our major naval invasions here. I don't really want to split my attention too much on that. The convoy escorts. We're not being raided out here right now, so let's just stop protecting this region. If we find that we start getting raided here, I'll redeploy the men. But for now, I'm going to want them down here to help protect these naval invasions. And we're not seeing any enemy ships down here. Oh, no, we are. There's 12 enemy ships in this region. Oh, now 40. Okay, looks like a big fleet just moved into this area. A couple of these guys might need to switch orders. Like one of you that's down here. You, good sir. Operating down here. I would like you to switch to patrol. See if you can find me that fleet. They're still here. About 20, about 40 ships. They might get involved in this fleet combat. Nope, that was just a couple of convoys. Oh, and they appear to have gone again. Okay. In which case, you can return to your regularly scheduled convoy escort protocols. Good. Naval invasions planned. Just 2 more days. And yeah, I'm happy for this to stagnate. Now, my 24 divisions assigned to the northern section, I believe will be enough to hold this entire front. So those of you that were from the naval invasion section, get your butts down here to Saigon, and I will give you further orders upon your arrival. We will need to rapidly get some of these guys into position. We have, yes, we have 2 24s already deployed on this front, and yeah, supply is eventually going to be an issue. Let's just make those both fill the entire front, and then I'll reorganize who's in which once that's happened. That seems fine by me. Good. Okie doke. Now, those guys will redeploy down to Saigon. Ooh, thank you very much. And then we'll probably use them. Maybe we can simultaneously invade some of these other islands. Like, what's this island called? Sulawesi. We could grab that island, the Moluccas. That kind of stuff. Grabbing a few of these seems good. Or we could launch a determined invasion against North Borneo, where, of course, we had trouble last time. The southern area is heavily fortified. Northern section, also fortified. But we'll see what we can do. So, we've got 13 guys here. So let's have some big troops, big experienced troops, landing either side here. And we'll see if we can break in. Like that. And then we will have some men striking directly onto the port as well. Just to see what they can do there. And then some final experienced troops. Oh, is that the final 2 here? No, there is that guy left. Okay. You guys can land. Oh, didn't work. From here. Maybe to here? And then they can kind of push south. Or maybe push east to the... Yeah. These guys. Don't land there. Land on this airbase. And then we'll seize the airbase. Move in some fighters, which we'll have ready nearby in Singapore. And then they can fly over and assist the landing. Oh, that's great. I love that. Combined arms attack being carried out here. That's fantastic. Though I say so myself. That is fantastic. I like that. Multi-layer strategy. Fun. Okay. Just one guy here, one guy here. That's all I want. How many guys here? Just one guy there. Good. Okay. Looks good to me. Who are you and why do you have a plan? Ah, yes. He's the other Indian front man. That's fine. Another battle in Bay of Bengal. Just lots of good convoy raiding. Oh, losing a fight here. Oh, wow. Okay. One of our scout forces met a actual American fleet. Why is my strike force not assigned to actually strike? You should be strike forcing in this area as well. And I suppose this area. Darn it. That was a strategical error that's going to cost me a couple of destroyers, it looks like. Most of them are getting away, though, so that's good. It's going to take them a while to get over here. How can I tell the speed of this fleet? Is there a way to just see that? Can I give you any more traits, by the way? No. I don't think there's a way for me to just see the speed of this ship. I think I'd have to actually look and see who had the lowest speed in the fleet, which obviously I'm not prepared to do. Okay, we got away with only one casualty, unless they take out the subs. Yeah, so we lost... excuse me? I swear we did lose a ship. Ah, yes, but now he's withdrawing. But we're still looking for them. We are making progress towards spotting them. But the problem is, once we spot them, do we have to engage? That's what I want to know. So you guys, you're engaging at medium risk. So you won't engage. You guys are only... The subs are only engaging at low risk, so they won't engage. So we spot them. Does that automatically trigger a combat? And there's no combat. But my guys are not sallying... Oh, no, they are sallying forth. Okay. We know where they are, but we're not engaged. So now we're moving towards them. Excellent. That's how I expected it to work. Good. So we know where they are, but I think our fleet is faster. So we're managing to stay away from them while still knowing where they are. And then our main fleet can engage them. Good. And absolutely annihilate them. Glorious work. There goes another French fleet. Alright, let's keep track of them. So that must bring the French to, like, actually no boats. No, they have 40 boats still. They're on partial mobilization, my goodness. War with Poland's going to begin in 50 days. Another little convoy destruction going on here. God, this... And actually, no, wait. This video will go up after the review embargo, won't it? So I am now free to say, in full declarative form, this is so good. I'm really, really enjoying this. Okay, so let's launch these invasions first. Are they ready? 3 more days, and then they'll be ready. And we've got some big guns. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, we've got some big guns in these converted battleships and Moko-class heavy cruisers ready to be deployed against them. Just more subs, more subs. Yeah. Oh, we lost one. Ah, just a single convoy. That's not too bad. Okay, so they are sub-raiding us in this region. Okay. Well, then, we better get some destroyers deployed against them there. Let's build... We should probably prioritize building some more anti-sub... Where are my anti-sub destroyers? Am I not building any anti-sub destroyers right now? Excuse me? That doesn't seem right. We should definitely be building some of these. I suppose we reduce... We never actually started on those, but... yeah, let's reduce our scout numbers to get some more anti-sub numbers. Because we need... yeah, we need some of these. I want to keep raiding. Well, we're not losing subs right now, are we? So let's lower the number of raiders we're making. That's fine. Yes. Okay. And then, yeah, let's lower scout even further. Get these anti-sub warfare ones done. So we need to protect these areas, but the thing is, if we... So these guys right now are assigned to 1, 2, 3, 5 areas. If I also assign them to the Mariana region, I don't know if that works. Like, can they actually spread out amongst all these regions? Well, I suppose there's one way to find out, isn't there? Let's just try. If we tell these 5 fleets to protect these... What is that? Whatever that is, like 8 sea zones. Let's see if it works. we lost 4 subs there. Just trying to resupply out here. We're actually quite low on convoys. I hadn't noticed that. Let's whack convoys to the top of the list and get some assigned to that. We did have problems with our screening numbers. I know. But sometimes we are called to make sacrifices. So let's do that here. We have another 19 of these guys. Wow. There's another 24 army assigned and ready for duty. Good. I suppose we should produce a little less support equipment and a little more planes. Are these are fighter ones, aren't they? Yeah. You know, you always run out of fighter ones. So let's you don't need 5. Yeah, 4 and 4. Sorry, 3 and 4. It's probably okay. There. Let's go something like that. Low on aluminium again. But Manchukuo has some, so that's okay. No independence movement making any headway in Manchukuo, are there? They have some, but it costs them 2,400 to actually get independence. So shouldn't be an issue. Yes, this red thing means Pacific Fleet can at most cover 120 convoys efficiently. Okay. So they need a few more... Oh, these are miners. Get in the mining fleet, my dudes. Well, a 40 Scout doesn't have anti-sub attack, but does have anti-sub capabilities in terms of finding them. So let's split you off and put you in one of those Pacific Fleet groups. You screen are needed in the main battle fleet because I'm just so concerned that they still don't have enough screening just because of the number of heavy capital ships that they have in there. Alright, we'll see how this goes now. They're now able to cover, yeah, 123 now. Okay, do we have any battle line guys I could spare for that? Not really. You two actually could be best placed in the Beta Strike Force because they've got big guns, so they're going to be well equipped to shore bombard when we get these naval invasions going. And when we get those naval invasions going, it's going to be right now. So, launch this one first, and we'll let them make a little bit of headway before we launch the others, because I don't want to see I want to see them arriving simultaneous with the beginning of these attacks, or actually quite a bit before, because I want to be able to move the planes there. That's long enough of a delay. Let's see the rest of these kick into gear. Off you go. And I should be seeing the Beta Strike Force should be... They're not, though. Let's get their priorities straight. You should be fleet defending in these... sorry. Naval invasion supporting in these two areas. So they should be going here to automatically shore bombard. We'll see if they do that once they actually arrive in the right sea zone. Okay, and we've got all the planes ready to go. I don't know what level airbase it is, so we only need 400 planes ready to go. You should be automatically rallying forth to go and back these guys up. Maybe they'll only leave once the naval invasions hit the shore. We'll see. It's also possible that our level of convoy raiding has actually meant they've abandoned this area. Oh, it does look like it, actually. Nice. So this was a slightly over-planned naval invasion because we are not resisted in any of our objectives. Oh, hello. What? Not quite sure why you were hanging out just behind the front line. That seems an interesting choice, to say the least. Well, nevertheless, deploy. Maybe that's why these guys weren't going out, because they realized they weren't needed. Okay, you're no longer needed in that sea zone. You're down here and down here now. And actually, yeah, we don't really need to launch those invasions. We could attack over land. The Dutch East Indies have very, very few men. Yeah, so you guys that were assigned to that can just come in here. That's fine. Alright, good. Now, these guys should be a pushover. You can just spread out and start capturing all this region. Even with all those coastal defenses, they just... For some reason, they weren't defending the port. Oh! Because they think they're about to go to war with the Netherlands, because the British have a war goal against the Netherlands. Right, of course. 1940 destroyer hull, very nice. For anti-sub warfare one, we should really get some better depth charge throwers as well. Okay, so 1940 destroyer hull means we're going to need to redesign a large portion of my my screening vessels. So what are the destroyer types we need? We need screen, a scout, anti-sub, and maybe a miner. Because the submarine miners can only take one slot on the 1936 hull anyway. On the 1940 hull, how many mining things could I put on here? Is it still, I think it still might be only one. Mine laying rails here. I can't put that here. Oh no, I can. Mine laying rails there. Just can't put it at the front. About here. No, so we could get slightly more. We can get 2 mine laying for 820. Well, no, not for 820 because we need to put some guns on it because they're non-optional. So we get 2 mine laying for 910. Whereas this gets us a sweeper. 910 they were, weren't they? Whereas these get me 1 mine laying for 560. But obviously these sub-miners can continue mining even when the enemy is present because they're, you know, hidden. So I don't think we're going to mine with destroyers. All right, let's work on the screens. Obviously, the screens just want quite a bit of gun action, although we love our torpedoes. And I think I'm going to start putting depth charges on all my screen subs, just because we're using our screen subs. No, I should put it on only on my scout subs. That's fine. Let's just get lots of guns. My screen destroyer is going to be relatively expensive, with good fire control systems, good torpedo launchers. We don't need to go faster than 35 knots for a screen. Alright, so this is a 40 screen. Excellent, and it's got the right icon. Looking good. It's got a larger operating range, low reliability. Really nice torpedo attack. Fabulous. Save it up. Now, oh damn it! I keep making this mistake. I should have made one with the empty hull, because the empty hull is actually a ship that gets added to your list. So now it's going to cost me a bit of extra XP to make the others, but that's okay. The old screen is going to be decommissioned. Now we need a scout, so we'll just tweak this to be kitted for that. We are going to scout with depth charges and radar and decent sonar. The scout maybe doesn't need torpedo rails at the back, really. It doesn't really need this either. Just to make it real cheap. How much does it cost to put on? It's not that much, but there's no point making them more expensive than they need to be. Did I hit duplicate? I don't remember. Let's redo it just in case. Duplicate. I don't think I did because it hadn't got a new name. This is the 40 scout. You need your radar slot. You need your sonar slot. You need some anti-sub warfare. Don't need that. We don't really need the torpedo attack either, because they're just scouting. We're not going to use these guys to screen. If we're using them to screen, something is very wrong. They will want a little bit of anti-sub warfare, because the scouts often are the ones that find the subs. In fact, putting some more anti-sub warfare on there is so cheap, I am going to do that. These guys do want the very best engine. 40 knots! Wow! That's pretty damn good. And we will give them just the very weakest of light batteries to make them nice and cheap. You are, of course, a scout-class ship. Save it up. Okay. Decommission the 36 Scout. Now we need an anti-sub warfare 1. Let's design that once we get the next level of anti-sub warfare. That's fine. We won't build one by then. So the scouts, you are almost done. If I were to switch you over, I don't think I would lose very many days of production. How much we currently contributed? I don't think it shows that. If I were to switch you over, excuse me, if I were to switch you over, 15 days of production. I'm prepared to lose 15 days of production to get the good screens being produced right out of the gate. That's fine. Excellent. Let's compare the stats on the new screens versus the old screens. So they're about 200 more expensive. The sub detection should be about the same, right? Yeah, their surface detection is the same. light attack's the same, but their torpedo attack, I think, is going to be, yeah, substantially higher torpedo attack. And their anti-air, I think, might be a bit better. No, but their max speed is higher. No, the max speed is the same, actually. Now I look at it. HP should be higher, right? 50 versus 40. Yeah, that's nice. Fuel usage probably be a bit higher. No, fuel usage is actually the same for a higher max speed. That's pretty good. Okay, and the scout, obviously we will let that finish because it's so nearly done. We will put some more into commission. We're currently only building one line of them. But that, sorry about the sirens. That might partly be because they are the anti-sub warfare 1. We'll need a new reserve for that. What can I pinch for that? Yeah, one of you. Yeah, one of you. The one I added another glorious scout cruiser into. This guy here. Congratulations, you are the scout reserve. Sorry, no, you're the anti-sub reserve. What would that be? What would the symbol be for anti-sub? We decided it was crab, I believe. Yeah. And it needs to be here. And the color is white. Good. You are the anti-sub warfare reserve. Good, which is where I want. Where do you go? Yeah, this guy should feed into the anti-submarine warfare reserve. Excellent. Okay, all done. Still repairing. God, yeah, that battleship that took some heavy damage is taking a really long time to repair. Ouch. Okay. Anything else I need to do right now? Doesn't look like it. We lost a sub! Outrageous. Oh, and the rating class could be upgraded. What's the difference? You have torpedo attack 29. What have you got? 36. That is quite a bit higher, actually. But it's not the level, the strength of their attack that really matters that much on the raiding ships, so that's fine. Why is your composition wrong as well? You should be a 10-pack. Reinforce up, and they've got men on their way. Good. Okay, this invasion over here, still going very well. Let's throw some more men into this battle. Obviously it's mountainous, so we're having a few issues there. Might as well immediately begin heading south. Once we punch through one of these holes, one of these places rather, we'll give them problems. Did I send the planes over? It looks like I didn't. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's get our planes active over Borneo. Fabulous. Oh, it's 400, right. Could use my titchy little bit of CAS here. Oh, this really should be naval bombers that are active here. Let's get some CAS operating there. And here, I think I have some naval bombers ready to deploy, don't I? Yeah, we're producing those at a pretty sizable lick. Nice. Okay. And we are breaking them slowly but steadily here. And of course, they are going to start having supply issues if we can cut through their line at any point. Don't really want to overextend there. We've got these extra marines coming in, who will no doubt help with that. Okay, there we go. Cut off their northern bit. Just going to help there. Pushing into the mountains here is not bearing many rewards, so let's try that instead. We're going into my naval base. Oh no, you don't. Another naval battle. Just more subs being destroyed off the coast of Japan. And no more of my land being raided down here yet. Good. And more of theirs being raided over here. Fantastic. Okay, and we've got people. Have we got people raiding in this sea zone? We actually don't. So it would. Our fuel is causing problems. We should probably build some more refineries. Honestly. Yeah, here. Give me 3 more refineries there. It would make me very happy. We're using all these planes. We've still got 160 days, though, and I feel like if we can secure here and here before those 160 days are out, and in fact, maybe it is time to declare on the Netherlands. They only have 6 to 7 troops. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's declare on the Dutch East Indies. And I wonder if that will not put them in the Allies, because they have... the Brits have that war goal on them that's going to make them so mad. I think they will probably still join the Allies. But we'll see. Italy declares war. No, the Netherlands did join the Allies, and Italy declares war on Yugoslavia, who's probably now also going to join the Allies. Right. Surely. Yeah, they're guaranteed by the Brits, so the Brits will join there. Okay, these guys have no supply, which is good. Oh, no, they do now, actually, because I've given them access here. That's unfortunate. So Borneo, it looks like, might stagnate a little bit. Yeah, we're going to get lots of people called in to this war. That's fine. These guys all launching away out of Singapore and facing very little resistance because the Dutch East Indies is horribly underdefended. We have some supply issues, probably up here. Yes, indeed. And yeah, these mountainous lands are going to give us problems. I think what we're going to do is launch some a second wave of naval invasions against Borneo, because this is just stagnating up here. There goes. Yeah. The oh, hello. We have just 2 destroyers. That's not too bad, but more coming in. It looks like. As long as our subs can keep getting away consistently, I'm a happy bunny. Assassination of Trotsky. We've got 3 guys here that I kind of feel could be better placed down in Singapore. Although Singapore is going to come under the jurisdiction of my naval invading forward troops, just so I can easily put men there like that. Okay, naval bases in Sumatra falling into my hands, basically undefended. Not a problem. Let's wrap up, if we can, up here. And then we'll just stagnate this line, move some of the men out, and redeploy them into some naval invasions from the south. That will be fine. Unfilled import requests. Manchukuo not quite giving me the steel they promised. Alright, good. There goes another port in the south. Batavia also falling without a fight. You guys can just carry on rolling up these ports, I guess. Let's begin planning our naval invasions of the rest of Brunei. If you could go to here, that would be great. You two, I mean, I need some people to stay behind to hold these ports. I could do with more 20 wits, honestly. Give me another bunch of 20 wits. But we don't want to be too low on manpower because I want my ships to still be able to deploy. Speaking of ships deploying, have any deployed that I want to make use of? Yes, there we go. An anti-submarine ship is ready for duty. We'll throw him into one of these so they can help fend off those darn French subs. Looks like we're gaining control up here nicely. And in fact, we can drive them back by land in the north, maybe. If you could pin them there while we just swoop down and get this port, that will help. Their supply situation is currently okay, but these ports are not high level. Oh, hello. Right, of course. The Dutch East Indies fleet. I suspect it's not going to go very well for you, Dutch East Indies fleet. Because even my tiny little force... how rapidly we can deploy in there. Instantly take them out. And we're currently scouting extensively in this area. German Reich rejects Hungarian demands. Excuse me? What do they demand? All of Slovakia. So Italy is now at war with the Allies. And in being trounced, that's not good. That's going to give France a huge shipyard buff when they seize all of Italy's. Good thing we've already gone a long way to neutering their navy's size. Now these guys are pocketed. We should be able to wipe them out. These should be... These orders could be simplified. There we go. Pushing them there. Just keeping the pressure on while we make our rush to that port. Okay, this episode is way over time. But glorious naval invasions into the Dutch East Indies, which should give us a substantial oil increase. So we only have 16 days left of reserve. Do I have control over these places? I do, which means kick it into high... Oh, sorry, I don't have control over that northern one, actually, just yet. How can I possibly not have control? There must be lots of empty victory points, I guess. Or rather, you know, empty tile victory points. Not empty victory points themselves. There we go. Okay. We'll gain control of this area nice and rapidly. Get the oil production from here. This is what we were really after in our southern resource push. Obviously, Singapore is nice, but Sumatra, Java, North Borneo and this one give us lovely, lovely oil production, which we can then heavily industrialize. Fantastic. So we'll wrap up that in the next episode, and then we'll decide, do we want to move against India first, or do we want to wrap up Australia and really gain control over the South Pacific in a kind of decisive way? We'll see. See you next time. Bye-bye.